Jordan was a huge bright spot on the weekend, and I don't know. I question myself why I should be surprised when she comes back and is just better the next year than she was the year before. You coaches, you think you can read minds and look into souls and say, well, they plateaued talent-wise, and I quit doing that with Jordan. She is just already amazing. She in the past has tended to throw a lot of pitches. She's a strikeout pitcher. She throws a lot of pitches. She was getting ahead in counts and really having low pitch counts for the game. And the last strikeout she had on the weekend, she was not a lot of people know it. Her last game was the game we lost to Fordham 1-0. She gave up 1 run. She held them to 3 hits in the 6 innings that she pitched, and she was sick. A lot of people don't know it. She had a touch of the flu and she was ill, and she finished off her getting out of a two runners were on kind of jam in the 6th inning. She got out finishing off the strikeout. So she's amazing. Another person that we're watching that's just really came through was Carly Harkey, our sophomore shortstop, was just a monster at the plate. I mean, every swing she doesn't leave anything in the dugout. So one of the things that I think she struggled with last year, as every freshman does, was some indecisiveness at the plate, especially. She figured it out in the field last year, brought that, started right off the bat, right where she left off, just stellar in the field. I felt the best shortstop in the tournament, and then she did it at the plate and just hit rockets. If it wasn't a base hit, it was a rocket. So she did a great job there. Heather Chastain, in my opinion, overall was the best catcher in the tournament. To the point that they just by the way she carried herself and what she did in between innings, I think 2 people stole on us, and one of them was off of a changeup. So usually they're trying to steal every inning, and they just didn't even try. So those are just a few. I could go on with every one of the players and the way they grew. Carasalvo took a game or two to lose the freshman wide-eyed look, and then just tore it up at third base and really emerged. You can see a leader of the future there. So we're pretty pleased. We think that things will go pretty well for us.
I think I want to touch on one more player, and that's Taylor Sigmund.
Taylor Sigmund was amazing. She's one of our captains this year as a sophomore. One of our captains. And not only would she have been my choice, but we did a new process that really involved the team, and it was and took it out of a popularity contest. But it took in all the aspects she'd want as a captain. And she was just a hands down choice, and she's a co-captain as well. This weekend she started a little slow in the first game, and then she just started rolling. I believe she got a hit in the Fordham game, and I'll be honest with you, that was probably the all-around best team we played. And that sounds funny because it wasn't the highest scoring, but I thought one of the best teams we played. And she got 1 hit. I think she was 1 for 3, and it dropped her batting average. So she hit 439 for the tournament and the season, obviously. She plays an awesome first base, and she came in to relieve 3 times and has a 0 ERA. I think they scratched out one of those. She's a drop ball pitcher, so they scratched out a hit in the Fordham game, one of those seeing eye bouncer things. Barely got the bat on the ball kind of thing, and it was just like there was never a pressure moment for the team when she was in there pitching. And so it's a comfort to have a performance for Jordan in that same game where she's given up 3 hits in the 6th inning. She's sick, she's tired, and it's a game that we had the tying run on several times, including the last inning. But to be able to then feel comfortable to put a pitcher in like Taylor to come in there and get us a couple strikeouts or several ground ball outs to close the game out. So she did a great job. Very mentally strong, because at the same time her sister was injured in an accident back at home, and so her thoughts and all of our thoughts were on her sister, and she still performed at that level. It was an amazing weekend for Taylor Sigmund. And I think our first couple games, you could see that first game jitter type stuff, especially with as many freshmen as we had, and a couple of them starting there, and that was to execute. The one thing that we were very disappointed in, and really I would hang a couple losses on, were our execution at the plate when it came to moving the runner, or especially bunts. And bunts is something that we were very, very good at last year, and we work on really hard, and we just didn't get it done. we are going to have to execute this next weekend to compete with these teams. And as far as the hitting goes, we're starting to add the hitters that are getting up towards 300. From a team batting average, we have a couple down there that are putting down the overall team batting average. But when you look at our top core, we're up in the 300s to 400s in our batting average, and I don't think those are aberrations. I think you're going to see that continue, and we'll start getting some better run production as everybody gets more comfortable. So it's really going to be the execution at the plate, moving, not just plain getting a hit whenever, but getting a hit when we need a hit, moving the runner, hitting behind the runner, getting the bunts down when we need to get the bunts down, making solid defensive plays out there on the field, and making our pitches. And in every phase of the game, it's execution and being efficient with that. So if we can do that, because that's really where our trouble came in when we weren't successful, was execution, and we'll be fine.